What even are auxiliary verbs, and how do we use them in the Somali language? Assalamu alaikum everybody, this is your brother Sam, and a very warm welcome back to the Sam of Somalia channel. In this video we're just going to talk a little bit about how to use auxiliary verbs in the Somali language, and also what on earth they are. Obviously we need to know that to be able to use them, so we're going to run through some examples. I'm going to give you a little bit of a spiel at the beginning of kind of the rules of how to use them, some of the vocab that we're going to use in this little lesson, and then we're going to get stuck into some examples and pick them apart a little bit and make sure that you guys go away from this video actually understanding the grammar and actually understanding what on earth has been said. So, first and foremost, we need to actually understand what auxiliary verbs are. And auxiliary verbs are kind of verbs that affect the mood of the sentence, or affect the mood that the way you're doing another verb. So an example would be kind of saying something like, I should eat. You know, should is like an auxiliary verb. It comes before another verb. Or saying something like, I need to drink something. You know, the need to is kind of an auxiliary verb in there. And or even saying, I want to, or I need to. But there are three in particular that we're going to learn about in Somali. We're going to learn about the verb, you know, to be able to do something. You know, say I can eat, or I can drink, or I can speak. We're going to use can. We'll talk about that as well. So in the Somali, we're going to be talking about the verb kara. You know, to say myself, kara, I can, or karta, you can do something. The next one we're going to talk about is to want something, you know, which is the verb raba or rabta, if we're talking about you. And then we'll also talk about saying in the future, using an auxiliary verb that puts things in the future, like will do something. To will isn't a verb in English, it's just something that we put on the beginning of verbs to make them future. But in Somali, it's actually an auxiliary verb, so we'll talk about that too. I understand that in some dialects of the Somali language, some people use the word don, the verb don, to mean to want something as well. But we're going to be using it in this video in the context just to mean the future. Yeah, we're just going to say dona if I'm talking about myself, or don ta if I'm talking about you. But I appreciate that in some dialects, you know, in some regions in Somalia, you know, they do use don, the verb don, to mean to want something. But we're not going to use that in this video. So we need to understand what auxiliary verbs are, right? We've got that one down. Those are auxiliary verbs, and those are three examples of auxiliary verbs that we're going to be using in this lesson. But then we also need to use auxiliary verbs with what we call an infinitive. We actually kind of do that in English as well, actually. In English we say, I want to eat. And to eat is the infinitive of the verb. It's just, if we talk about a verb, we just quote it. I'm talking about the verb to drink. Yeah, that's the infinitive. That's the thing that we look up in the dictionary. So we kind of use it like that in English. We say, I want to drink. And in Somali, they kind of do that too, just it's the other way around, right? And the way that we get the infinitives in the Somali language is often we put a little I on the end of kind of the base of the verb. So if we have a verb like arn, for example, arn means to eat something. Arni is the infinitive. Or if we have a verb to close, you know, heri is there. But that's not the case with all words. You know, there are some verbs like the verb samain, to do something. We don't say samaini. We don't say one samaini rabah. You know, I want to do something. You say one samain raba, or one samain dona. You know, I will do something. So let's get into some examples, then we'll kind of unpick this apart a little bit. Because at the moment in this lesson so far, it's all kind of theory and it's a bit up in the air. So let's get stuck into it. So first of all, we'll talk about the verb to be able to do something. You might have heard me use this on this channel a few times before, even your Somali friends or whatever. And it's just using the verb kara for me. One, auxiliary verb, kara, for I do something. Wad, auxiliary verb. Karta, if it's whatever you're doing. So let's have a look at the example to say, you can drink. Okay? Wad abi karta. Wad abi karta. You are able to drink. Or wana abi kara. I'm able to drink. You know, often I think I've said it before with the verb ku huddle, meaning to speak. Ku huddly. You know, as I said, this is one of the auxiliary verbs with an E on the end. Ku huddly. So you can say something like Afka Inglisika, one ku huddly kara. I'm able to speak English. Or Afka Somaliga, one ku huddly kara. I'm able to speak Somali. Or I know a lot of you guys are from Sweden or from Norway or Germany or whatever. So if actually I don't know if I know all of your languages. So if you speak German, just go to the comments and let me know how to say German. If it's Afka Germanica or something, or for you guys who are Swedish, if it's Afka Swedishika. I don't know if it is, but whatever your language is, if I haven't mentioned it in this video, go to the comments below. Make sure you let me know and let the other community of people who are learning the Somali language know too. So let's move on, okay? We talked about using the verb kara and karta as well, meaning to be able to do something. So let's move on to the next one, which was to want something. So there are two ways of saying to want to do something. You know, you can say I want waharaba inan something something. I want that I do something. Inan kuhallah or something. I want to speak or something like that. But we're not going to talk about that way of doing it this lesson. We're talking about using it as an auxiliary verb. So the same structure that we used with kara, one something something kara, but this time we're talking about one auxiliary verb, araba. So you're going to say I want to eat. Yeah, you can say one عني kara, one عني raba, one عني raba. I want to eat. One عني raba. Or I want to drink. One abi raba. Or one tegi raba. I want to go. One tegi raba. Or if it was for you, you'd say wad tegi rabta. You want to go somewhere. Yeah, wad tegi rabta. Or if you want to eat something, wad عني rabta. Yeah, so you say one something raba or wad something rabta for you. So that's how you do the want one. And then last but not least, we move on to saying will do something. And as I kind of put a disclaimer at the beginning of the video, some dialects do use this to mean to want something, like don and raba. Dona and raba are kind of interchangeable in some dialects, but as I say, we're not talking about that in this video. So using dona is exactly the same, right? So if you want to say maybe, I will go. One tegi dona. I will go. One tegi dona. Or you will go. Wad tegi donta. Wad tegi donta. You will go. Well, let's try it with the verb samain. Yeah, because I said produce samain. We need to do something. So I will do. One samain dona. Or you will do. Wad samain donta. With these, if you want to say something that you are doing, you put that at the beginning of the sentence. That goes at the beginning. Which is why when we say Afka Somaliga, one kuhadli kara, we use the Afka Somaliga, the Somali language goes at the beginning. Good. Okay, so that's how we use kara and karta, raba and rabata, dona and donta to use the auxiliary verbs in the Somali language. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Obviously, I asked you guys, I put a little request out there that you guys tell me what languages you speak in the comments below. Actually, we'll do this. Question of the day is what we'll do. I want you guys to go to the comments and literally say whatever your language is in Somali, one kuhadli kara. Yeah, whatever your language is, if it's Afka, whatever language it is, one kuhadli kara. A little personal request from me. How do you say Spanish? How do you say Afka? Afka is Spanish ka. It's not that. But how do you say the Spanish language? Because I've never met any Somalis who also speak Spanish before. So I'd like to know that, because I've never heard Somalis talking about the fact they speak Spanish. So I'd like to know how to say that in Somali. So that's everything from this video, and I really, really hope you enjoyed it as always. And if you did, don't forget to like and share it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. A little update: a couple of days ago, I launched the Sound of Somalia website. So go to my description as well, and just go and click on the link. Gonna let a little browse around and see what on earth I'm up to over there. And hope to see you guys in the next video. You guys have a nice weekend, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.